start 7:37 p.m. But to get you ready for the game, North Dakota Hockey Central begins in just a few minutes at the top of the hour, going over all things UND hockey. Then, of course, later tonight at 10:30, catch Varsity Sports Live. Jody, Jandy, and Tom will be going over all the prep football playoff action from North and South Dakota as the state championships near. Then on to tomorrow, we are live from Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium for some FCS football. Missouri State at 7th ranked SCSU, kickoff set for 2 p.m. Later on at 7, we are live from the Ralph once again for game 2 of the series between Wisconsin and North Dakota in men's hockey. So lots of great stuff coming your way this weekend. Make sure to follow us on social media as well. We'll be pushing all sorts of content your way. That is all the time we have here on Midco Sports Tonight. Stay right here for North Dakota Hockey Central and then the game. We'll see you on Monday.
Feels like home. Moments that you take me to.
This Thanksgiving holiday, join us for an unprecedented HBO and Cinemax free preview. Can't miss shows, unforgettable movies, and so much more.
You remind me of the place I've always known, and it feels like home.
Come together Wednesday, November 21st through Sunday, November 25th.
And it feels like home.
Using up the lob to Mike down.
Transition to Strand for 3. Yes, sir!
Chloe Lamb, the freshman, staying aggressive.
Pickering wants another. She'll try another and get another.
Going end to end and the finish.
Krieger got some space. 3 to tie. He got it! He got it!
Midco Sports Network. This is how we do sports.
Hello and welcome to this week's North Dakota Hockey Central. I'm Alex Heiner. Coming up, this week is all about Las Vegas. We'll recap North Dakota's trip to the entertainment capital of the world as they take on Minnesota in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame game. Plus, we'll introduce you to freshman D-man Jacob Bernard Docker. But first, it's the latest Through These Doors. Cassie Niles and company also made the trip out to the desert. Here's their latest edition from the award-winning web series.
Through These Doors is sponsored by Shields.
Out here, it's pretty common for a dog to hear the words, "Here, hunt him up," or "fetch." But maybe what we really ought to be saying is thank you.
This is where dreams turn into realities. This is where history meets new traditions. This is where hard work and persistence pay off. This is where their passion and our love for the game meet. This is where national champions compete. This is everything college hockey should be. This is the National Collegiate Hockey Conference. Enjoy the ride.
After nearly 27 months since it was finalized, the team headed to Las Vegas to square off with Minnesota. Leading up to game day, there was excitement and anticipation in the air.
I think it was just excitement. Guys were really pumped up just to get on a plane. There's all the fans and stuff on the plane, so that was pretty cool. And we were just kind of ready to kind of see what Vegas had in store and get ready to play the Gophers.
As preparations were underway in Vegas, the team was able to make a little time for some fun and appreciate those who traveled from all over.
We got to walk around a little bit just to kind of see the strip and all that stuff, but I think that was pretty much it. So just the focus was pretty much on the game.
Was it Thursday night we went down to the strip and walked around and got to see everything. Went to the all the hotels, kind of walked through the casinos a bit. We went and saw the fountain at the Bellagio, which is pretty cool. And then Friday morning we practiced. I hung out with my mom and my stepdad a little bit, and then after that it was we dialed it in for the game on Saturday.
It was fun, just to see a Vegas game. Obviously, you heard a lot about their pregame show and all that stuff, and obviously it was a it was a good experience to see the game.
That was awesome. I thought it was a pretty good game, and just it was good team bonding. Just walk around the arena and see what kind of hockey was like to the fans out there, because they're crazy fans out there. They love hockey out there right now, so that's awesome for the sport, and it was cool for us to see what those fans are like too. Yeah, that was pretty cool spectacle for so many people to travel and spend that. Obviously, it was a lot of money to go out there and come out of their way to support us. It's a testament to our fans and just how much they support us, and we were just happy to play the way we did, and we got the win there for them. And it was just so cool to hear them shout after we won that game, so it was really cool.
But when game day arrived, the Fighting Hawks were all business.
I think for us, I think it was pretty easy. It's especially playing against the Gophers, and I know we all knew that we were there. We all knew that it was business first, playing a team like the Gophers, even though we were in Vegas, so I don't think it was too difficult for us.
A very rowdy sea of green saturated the sold-out crowd as the puck dropped at Orleans Arena. After a quiet, scoreless first period, the Gophers struck first.
Right side, one time, kicked out by Shield, rebound, they score! Brent Gates scores on the rebound, and a power play goal, and it's 1-0 Minnesota on a 5-on-3. Colton Pullman responded in the second period with a one-timer to tie it up. Rebound came out near side. Pullman fed it back to the point for Hoff. To Pullman for a shot. He scores! Pullman ripped one from the near point to tie it up at one apiece.
There's an obligation on the part of our program here to give back to the players, to the fans that came before us, that laid the blocks of the foundation for our program here. And you know, when you walk over and you see that tailgate party, hundreds and hundreds of people in there, we walked right by it today on the way to the rink, and our guys didn't want to let them down. You know, they felt like there's a huge obligation, and I think that's a big reason why we do well in these type of games.
The captain followed it up, scoring his second goal to steal the lead in the third.
Now to Kawaguchi, cross ice Pullman, looking, moving, shooting, scores! Pullman with a wrister to make it 2-1 on the power play.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, all the credit goes to my teammates. It was, I mean, Ludwig and everyone on the ice made great plays to kind of to get that play going and everything. And then Sheil had a great game too. So it goes to every guy on the ice there. That's what really made it special, and it was fun to celebrate with those guys.
Gonna have a chance at the empty net with some time. He shoots and scores! J.J. Joel Jadotwinen. And a 3-1 UND lead with 41 seconds to go.
Well, obviously going up 2 goals. Still about a minute left, so a little bit play still, but yeah, it was pretty exciting. Got to kind of take it all in and just enjoy. All the fans were having fun in the stands, so it was a great moment.
It was awesome. It was just kind of not a sigh of relief, but it just felt like a good feeling after that. I mean, guys were really pumped up. You know, you beat the Gophers, they're your big rivals, and it was just a good feeling to get 2 wins in a row and kind of get on a maybe a little streak here and start playing the way you know, we can get some good results here and kind of get on a roll. It was just such a good feeling to get on that plane, and we had won and not lost, and it's a happy plane ride home, and that makes it all the more better.
The Fighting Hawks will have to come down from the high of the win against the Gophers as they continue the former WCHA opponent tour, hosting the Badgers from Wisconsin at the Route.
You know, they're a really good team. You know, they got a lot of skill. They have some good players that you can. They're coming off a pretty good start to their season. So they got a lot of skill. They can put the puck in the net, and they're just going to be a hard team to play against.
Yeah, we're taking it one day at a time here. We're still practicing, you know, doing our drills and still working on our special teams, because I mean we had 7 power plays and I think we only scored 1, so we still got some things we need to work on, both penalty and power play wise too. So we're still working hard with that sort of stuff, and just day by day, just making sure we're taking it one day at a time and making sure we're doing all the right things to lead into this weekend.
Hey kids, become a North Dakota Junior Champion today. Kids in 8th grade and younger can join the official Kids Club of North Dakota Athletics for free by visiting any First International Bank and Trust location in North Dakota. Junior Champions membership includes a free t-shirt, free admission to all Fighting Hawks volleyball and men's and women's basketball home games, special ticket discounts for select football and hockey games, exclusive Junior Champions events, and more. Visit any First International Bank and Trust location in North Dakota and become a North Dakota Junior Champion today.
This leader got started at UND. Him too, and all these guys. It's a place where leaders get back up and try again, because the chances you take can change the world. If you can lead from here, try up here. Make something happen. Take the shot, score the goal, and always remember why you started. Great leaders can come from anywhere, but they go here.
This is where their passion and our love for the game meets. This is where we go to watch big moments and great performances. NCHC.TV is your home for live hockey, anytime, anywhere. With up to 150 live games during the season, the NCHC's best is at your fingertips. Amazing goals, outstanding saves, crunching hits. Catch them all on NCHC.TV. Get it now and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to North Dakota Hockey Central. Proud as always to be joined by the head coach of the University of North Dakota, Brad Berry. Brad, coming off a tremendous weekend for this program, really in every sense of the word.
Yeah, it was. Obviously going down to Vegas, this was circled on the calendar a couple of years ago, and now finally to get to go down there and play that game in front of a loud, passionate fans was unreal. And then obviously having the Minnesota Gophers, a long traditional rival of ours, and there's a lot of storylines in this weekend, and again, it was the right outcome.
Yeah, in the build-up to this contest, your staff had a lot of decisions to make. How do you approach a one-off game like this against a rival in a destination like Las Vegas? Talk me through your mindset as a staff and the decisions that you did make going into this week in terms of that.
Well, I think first and foremost, us having the experience of going out to New York a couple of years ago, going out there not sure, going into a big metropolitan area, playing a neutral site game against Boston College. How would the logistics work out? And the experience from there, we got a lot from it as far as what to do and what not to do. And what we found was beneficial was don't get out there so quick. Make sure that everybody's excited about getting out there, but make sure your week of preparation is the right thing to do. And what we did here was the guys had a full day of class on Thursday. We had a good practice here late in the afternoon on Thursday, and then we got out there on Thursday night, and the guys got to walk around a little bit, feel it. Then on Friday, we gave them a little bit of time to go to the Vegas Knights game after we had a good practice, and then had our team meal. So again, we really limited our time as far as giving them their own space, because I think you get caught up in a lot of different things as far as distractions.
Yeah, and the game, of course, the main reason for this trip to get on the ice and play, and you did that on Saturday night in front of a tremendous crowd. Leading up to the game, you mentioned that the arena connected to the hotel where a lot of the fans were staying. There was a great atmosphere around where the game was going to be played. Talk me through what your guys were feeling as they were walking into the Orleans that night.
Well, you could feel it when we got there on Thursday, and you could see the people that were just coming into the building, or as far as the facility, with the green, white, and black. And then as the day went on Thursday and Friday, more and more people you could see coming into the hotel. And finally on Saturday, the day of the game, they had the tailgate parties going on and different things like that. And kind of the festive attitude and the passionate fans letting be ready for the game tonight kind of thing. And it was very impactful. And we even walked by the tailgate party on the way to the rink. And I think that really hit home with our players as far as how important this series was, and how our fans travel. And some of the young guys, the freshmen, it's great for them to see that.
Yeah, so much green outside the arena, and then so much inside. 7,500 seats in that facility. I mean, just about all of them were representing North Dakota. And it felt that way. I mean, this was a neutral site, but this was a home game for your team.
Yeah, pretty much. We had that feeling when we walked to the building that day and into the rink, and then obviously when we went into warm up and during the game, it was a tremendous feeling. It was just like being at the Ralph here, and you got to tip your hat to Jody Hodgson and his staff that went down days before and weeks before preparing for this, and then obviously the city of Las Vegas hosting it there. So it was a great college hockey atmosphere, and I think people around the country saw the impact of this game. And to have two teams in North Dakota and Minnesota facing off, it's one of those things we want to keep doing in the future.
Yeah, to the game itself, Minnesota came in ranked number 5 in the country, playing good hockey, a very skilled offensive team. Felt like your team did a great job of neutralizing some of their speed, especially in that first period.
Yeah, there's a game plan going into it, and we did a lot of pre-scout and watching their teams, and they're always a team year after year that likes to score off the rush or likes to generate offense off the rush. And, you know, I thought we did a pretty good job checking through the neutral zone and then back into our end of the rink and really taking away time and space. And, you know, that's hats off to our captains that reinforced that message and our whole team performing it to a T. And again, we had some chances. You know, we out-chanced them through the game here, and I think it was because we checked so well and had a chance to make sure that they didn't play in our end of the rink a whole lot.
The game started to turn a little bit, and in your case for the worse at the beginning of the second. Grant Mismatch gets hit with a tough 5-minute major in a game misconduct for a check from behind, and it was a 5-on-3 penalty as well that they score on. Things could have flipped, but your team hung in there after that.
Yeah, you know what? It was unfortunate the fact that it was a 5-minute major, and I don't know about the too many men on the ice. I thought we had the amount of players that we needed to have on the ice, but I guess we did. And it turned into a 5-on-3, but I was really proud of the way our guys killed that 5-on-3. I know the PK wasn't going so hot here in the last couple of games, and they took pride in it, especially on that 5-on-3 and only limiting them to 1 goal, and that was a big deal. And then we got back on our toes again after the kill, and I thought we took the game over, and you know, Colton Pullman with a timely goal to tie it up before the second period ended. That was key.
Yeah, that certainly was the captain coming through, and that made it 1-1 going into the third. And you could sense, you know, a push was going to come from both sides. Your team handled it the best, and it's Colton again to give the game winner on the power play in the third.
Yeah, and again, that's leadership, right? I mean, taking upon his own back as far as trying to make sure the outcome goes the right way, and you know, 2 timely goals, a tying goal, and then obviously the eventual game winner says a lot about him in his care and trying to lead the right way. And you know, he says all the right things in the locker room, but now to do it on the ice is another thing, and he did. And you know, not only him, but the whole team responding and digging in. And you know, we had a saying early in the year when, you know, we weren't getting a result. We're playing well, but we weren't getting a result. Just do your job. You know, everybody's here has a role. Do your job, and I thought everybody did their job this weekend. Yeah, your team did the job to the fullest. A full 60-minute performance for this group. You see it out, a 3-1 win. How proud were you of the guys to pull this one out? Well, extremely proud of the fact that you know, they've worked extremely hard over the course of the year, the young season so far, and finally to get a couple of results against Mankato on Saturday and now Minnesota here. We're going the right direction, and we have to keep building. And you know, now the message is, you know, to turn the page. You know, it was a good win. We got a lot of great experience off of it. Now we have Wisconsin coming in, and we got to turn the page, and we got to keep moving, going north. Yeah, we'll talk more about the Badgers in a sec, but I do want to ask again, a tremendous performance all around, but your goaltender as well really stood out in this game. Adam Schill making some big stops. Yeah, you know, it's a tough game to play in. A freshman coming in a loud environment like that, even though it's all of our fans there, it's you know, there's a lot of pressure going on, and you know, he's one of the guys that's very calm and cool in the net, and can't say enough about, you know, him coming in there in that situation. And again, like I said, we have two and 3 really good goaltenders here that are going to get opportunity, and you know, it's his opportunity now, and he's embracing it. Yeah, certainly. Well, as you mentioned a moment ago, the test continues to get tough. Wisconsin comes in a top 15 team in the nation. Again, they are picked to finish 6th in the Big Ten preseason rankings, but they have far exceeded those expectations already. What do you expect from the Badgers this weekend? Yeah, you know, they're a young team that's growing. You know, we went out there last year and played pretty well in their building, and now they reciprocate and come here. And you know, their young guys are a little bit older, and they've gotten more of roles on their team, and they're a team that's similar to Minnesota that have very good offensive players. Again, we're going to have to make sure that we're ready and turning the page from last weekend, and again, making sure that we earn everything we get this weekend. Third straight week with an old WCHA rival on the schedule. These games are fun. They're just one after the next, Brad. Well, I hope you take some time to enjoy this past week. Best of luck against Wisconsin this coming week. Thanks a lot, Alex. Brad Berry. Stick around. North Dakota Hockey Central rolls on after this.
North Dakota Hockey is live on Midco Sports Network this weekend. Catch all the action from the Wisconsin series starting Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central, and again Saturday at 7.
We are talking dynasties this month on Midco Sports Magazine. Matt Cullen talks about his love of hockey and longevity in the NHL, from the Moorhead Spuds to more than 2 decades in the pros. Concordia St. Paul is a college volleyball powerhouse, more national championships than any other team in the last 10 years. And the Skyforce celebrates 30 years in Sioux Falls, a look back on how they became the first professional game in town. Coming up in November on Midco Sports Magazine.
Welcome back. Well, our Get to Know You tour of the new UND freshman class continues now with the latest first-round NHL draft pick to come to Grand Forks. Jacob Bernard Docker is a freshman defenseman from Canmore, Alberta. Here's a little more about him in his own words.
I'm Jacob Bernard Docker. I'm from Canmore, Alberta. Most guys call me JBD, or Doc, whatever flies. Not too picky. You know, where I grew up, Canmore was kind of more of a cross country, and well, obviously a beautiful setting. It's, you know, one of the best places to grow up, I think, in the world. The skiing when I was young, and I actually had time to ski. You know, did a lot of that, and a lot of hiking in the mountains and stuff like that. So. It's definitely really special to wake up there. Hockey wasn't huge in Canmore, but definitely huge throughout Canada and Alberta. Got into it, I guess, from my mom. She put me in it when I was, I guess, around 4 years old, and I think I've just really enjoyed it up to this point, just being around my teammates and then creating new relationships, and obviously being on the ice is a feeling like no other. Like, this can be anything. I tend to do pretty well in school and take pride in that. Probably gym class, I think that was probably my favorite, and just being active. Pretty big country fan, not into all that poppy rap stuff, so you know, I like to live in the country. So I think most guys before games obviously like the up tune and the rap stuff, but you know, there are a few guys that like country as well. I think comedy for sure. Will Ferrell, that kind of stuff. Just fun watching them with the guys. Step Brothers. Paper Airplane. It's gonna be pretty simple, but fishing and golfing would probably be the two biggest ones. It's tough to fit those things in, but you know, when we get off age during the season, I think gonna try to get out to fish and you know, enjoy the days off. For food, I'd have to bring some hot wings. Pretty big fan of those. A companion, probably my dog. Love my dog. She's named Zoomer. She's a golden doodle. A book. Probably just a hockey magazine to keep me entertained. Yeah, I need a better touch on it. I wasn't really expecting that, to be honest, so you know, to hear my name called by Ottawa there was really special. You know, you worked so hard up to this point, and to see that is super cool, but I think at the same time, you know, I wouldn't be anywhere close to that without the people that surrounded me growing up, and you know, parents, coaches, trainers, all that, so super thankful for everyone that could help me. He's just you know, a super upfront, honest guy that's obviously very humble, and at the same time, I think he's got a quiet confidence about him and knows what he's talking about. So I've had a really good relationship with him, and I hope to see that continue. I think probably my parents would be the two that I look up to the most. They've helped me through everything, and they've sacrificed a lot for me. So up to this point in my life, they've really got me here. I'm Jacob Bernard Docker. I'm from Canmore, Alberta, and I play for the University of North Dakota.
Bernard Docker and company continue their non-conference season this weekend at the Ralph against another old WCHA rival, the Badgers of Wisconsin. UND won a tight series against UW last year at the Kohl Center, and you can expect more of the same this weekend.
We're going to see a team this week that's going to come into our environment. I'm sure they're talking about the same things we are, as far as you know, storied rival and heated battles and all the things that go into how we used to play against each other. So again, it's one of those things where we've got to make sure that we know our opponent, respect our opponent, but keep doing the things that we do to give us success, and know the tendencies of what they bring to the table, but accentuate what we do when we get on the ice.
After a sub-500 season last year, Wisconsin was only picked to finish 6th in the Big Ten preseason poll, but they've started much stronger this year, entering this weekend 4-2-0 on the year and ranked in the last 3 USCHO polls after a sweep of Boston College 3 weeks ago, making this the 3rd straight top 20 opponents for North Dakota. UND hosts the Badgers Friday at 7:30 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., and if you can't make it in person, we'll have both available live on Midco Sports Network. We hope you join us for those contests and again next week here on North Dakota Hockey Central. Until then, for our UND and Midco SN crew, I'm Alex Heinert. I'll see you at the Rock.
Off to the races! Fantastic run! Oh my! Big hit!